All right, welcome to the great outdoors. We finally got some real winter here in Ohio, as you can see. So we are getting ready next weekend to go on a pretty sweet winter backpacking trip. So leading up to that, we thought we would take you all through our winter backpacking setups. If you saw our Dolly Sods video a couple months ago, you saw that we just got our butts kicked by Dolly Sods.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. We learned a lot. Since then, we've tweaked our setups quite substantially. So we're gonna run through our winter backpacking setups today and show you how we hope to minimize our future suffering.
Yes. The key is to have suffering at a minimal.
Minimal suffering. So we're gonna kick it off with Andy's first.
So clothing first. Truthfully, I haven't made a ton of changes with clothing, and Kevin and I just picked up down pants. And I don't know why we took so long to get down pants. That was pretty stupid, but now we have them and we've learned. So I went the cheaper route. I just got some knockoff down pants off Amazon that seemed to be pretty popular. They were 70 bucks. I'm wearing them right now. They're really toasty warm. You know, maybe that's a good budget option. Kevin went with a little bit more expensive and nicer down pants, but I figured I'm probably not going to use them a whole lot, but so I went cheaper on those. And I'm still kind of gonna need to pick up a heavier down coat. Right now I'm wearing a bunch of layers, and I got a down sweater on underneath this Arc'teryx synthetic jacket. So that's something I'll improve in the future as well, but I'll do that later. So clothing wise, just more layers, I guess. More layers, and definitely getting some down pants to be a lot more comfortable around camp. I'm telling you, I just wore them setting up this hammock and I am in heaven. They are so warm. It is really, really comfortable. I also picked up the overshoes for the Goose Feet gear down booties, which we've talked about before. So for the hammock setup right now, I'm using a 10-degree underquilt from Hammock Gear. It's one of their Econ series 10-degree ones. And very warm. I haven't been cold in it yet, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I've got the Dutchwear Moonlight top cover on the Chameleon. Still kind of playing around with the Moonlight top cover. I have the regular top cover too. I just wanted to play around with the Moonlight one. It's got a little bit more options for sealing it up or opening up parts of it or looking outside. It's got some cool options on it, so I'm excited to try that out a little bit more. And then additionally, thanks to viewers like you all recommended the Underquilt Protector. Gosh, I hope I don't butcher this. It's 2Q ZQ Underquilt Protector. I bought it from Dutchwear because he had them in stock, and so I'm gonna test that out. It's so simple, but it makes a whole lot of sense, and I'm excited to use it. I think it'll make a huge difference, hopefully. And besides that, that's all I've got. And just for the sake of this video, we kept the tarps up just so everybody could see the hammock, but obviously the tarp would be deployed. It was pretty funny too, packing up all this stuff. My pack was so big because I had so much extra clothes and so much extra gear. But one thing I threw in the pack, which I haven't thrown in a long time, is my saw. And I knew that you know, we're gonna want a fire, obviously, so we loaded up on fire starters, and gonna bring out the saw for processing wood a little bit easier, especially if we have to get like something that's standing dead instead of just collecting stuff off the ground. So I don't know, it's something different. And then additionally, what I found out too, and this is, you know, it's an evolution for me, but I want to have a completely new set of warm clothes to have at camp versus what I hike in. And then so far for me also, I need to have a fresh pair of socks, warm socks, for every single day to hike in, and then make sure I'm having like warm, obviously dry feet when I get to camp too. So I got a lot of socks.
Okay, my turn to go. So before we jump into the shelter stuff, go through what I'm wearing. So in the winter, I didn't do this to Dolly Sods, hugely regretted it. I do wear my actual boots. They are North Face Kathmandu boots. I literally bought in 2009. Gore-Tex, fantastic. I put so many miles on them, still going, but they're only winter camping now only. As Andy talked about, we pulled the trigger on down pants this year, and oh my God, fantastic. Now I got a little bit different down pants than Andy. I got some Mountain Hardwear synthetic down pants. I wanted down pants for stuff other than backpacking, so skiing, doing other things. So these aren't really a backpacking specific pant, but they function fantastically. We're probably gonna do another video on down stuff, but I am wearing these down pants. I do have a Patagonia down jacket on. It's called like their down sweater hoodie or something. So I'm in a full suit of down. I have Arc'teryx down gloves. I have the Goose Feet Gear down booties. So the technique this year was just down everything, all the down. Other than water issues, it works pretty well. Now behind me, this is my wife's tarp, but it's my winter tarp. This is an Underground Quilts Winter Dream 12-foot tarp. Awesome, awesome winter tarp. It's got doors on the end of it. That's why it's my winter tarp, and it's a little bit longer, so it blocks out a little bit more wind. On the other side of this tarp is my hammock setup. Now in the winter, my hammock setup is a little bit different. I do use my Underground Quilts 20-degree underquilt. Even though I have a Hammock Gear 20-degree underquilt, the Underground Quilts one, it's bigger, it's bulkier, there's more loft in it, it's heavier, it doesn't compress down as much, but it is a little bit warmer. Even though they're both technically 20-degree quilts, the Underground Quilts one's just warmer, it's a little bit bulkier. In the winter, I do use the Dutchwear Chameleon almost extensively. That's because I have a winter top cover for it, which I highly recommend. Another reason why I'm using the Chameleon solely in the winter is it's got pack hooks that line the perimeter of the hammock, so I can really clip the underquilt into that hammock, so you don't get any draft spots, you don't get any cold air like scooping through little openings where your underquilt might hit your hammock. So I really like the pack hooks on the Dutchwear Chameleon. That's one of the big reasons why it's the go-to winter tarp, on top of the fact that I've got a winter top cover for it. I've got we've got the Moonlight top cover for it, and we also have the sidecar integrated into the top cover, which I forgot to put on the hammock, but that is my go-to in the winter, is the sidecar integrated into the top cover. In terms of what stoves we use, if we had a liquid gas, like a MSR Whisper Light or something like that, which I used to have, generally you lean towards that in the winter, more like a liquid gas. We're still trying to figure that out. We don't carry liquid gas stoves, they're just so heavy. We do tend to lean maybe more towards a canister stove in the winter if it's not terribly cold. If it's really cold, it's tough to use them. But we've used alcohol in the winter too, it works fine. It's just because it's so cold, you have to use more alcohol. It's harder to light it, you know, you get less vapors off it. It's just harder, they're harder to deal with in the winter. Another small thing we do in the winter is, because our wives both have Gossamer Gear packs with the padded sit pad in it, we put those on our chairs in the winter. So if you have like something like a Helinox Chair Zero or a REI Flex Light, your back gets super cold in the winter, but if you have a sit pad, if you just have one laying around, or a piece of foam, stick it on that chair, sit on it, it makes it a lot warmer. Lastly, completing the down suit is I do have the Blackrock Gear down beanie. So down beanie, down jacket, down gloves, down pants, down boots. So the full gamut of down, and that is you know, my winter setup for this year. So that's it. That's our winter setups for the 2018-2019 winter season. We'll be out testing these more fully next weekend. We're doing multi-night overnight in the winter, but we want to show everybody our winter setups. You know, throw some feedback at us if you have it.
Hey, find me a relatively affordable heavy down coat for winter use, please.
There you go. You can do Andy's shopping for him.
Do some shopping for me. I don't want to spend a whole ton of money, but I want to be warm. I'm not going to use it very often, so I don't really care about weight, but I kind of do at the same time.
So there you go. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see everybody in the next one.